Alright, we need to talk. If your BMW still sounds like this, I'm begging you, you need to turn it off. Yeah, I know it sounds cool, but when you hear fireworks, your engine is literally asking you, why are you doing this to me? Pop and bang tunes don't make your car faster, they don't make it sound cooler, and they definitely damage your engine, turbo, catalytic converter, and even your oil. Yes, your oil. Today, we're diving into a deeper look of what these tunes actually do to your engine and why a deeper, cleaner exhaust tone will always sound better. Let's get into it. Now, a little bit of context. What is a pop and bang tune or an overrun tune? Your ECU sends extra fuel into your exhaust system. Then what it does is it delays timing, and that fuel then ignites in your exhaust system, making those fireworks sounds. That's literally what those bangs and fireworks are. Mini combustion cycles happening inside your exhaust system. Now, you might be thinking, this M240i comes with pop and bang tunes from the factory. Well, yes it does, but it's a BMW tune that's controlled, safe, and it has limitations. Aftermarket tunes, like you just heard on my car, well, they're not safe for the engine, and BMW didn't make this engine to have a tune like that on it. Aftermarket tunes, where the pop and bangs happen, BMW didn't intend that to happen, and that pushes your engine way more than it was designed for. Remember, an explosion sound doesn't make your car faster. And take it from me, you're listening to someone who has had a pop and bang tune or an overrun tune on every single one of his cars. Quite frankly, it's good for a week when you're driving around town and everybody's looking at you like an absolute idiot. I guarantee after that, you'll grow up a little bit and you'll much prefer a clean exhaust tone. So let's take a look underneath the bonnet. Let's talk about exactly what's going down when you have one of these tunes on your car. We're taking advice from real tuners in the real world who actually tune cars for a living and what they have to say. This isn't just your Facebook post community knowledge. Now, one of the major problems is heat. When the combustion cycle happens later on because the ECU delays timing, that combustion and basic firework or explosion happens sometimes even when the cylinder valves are open. And that extra heat that is happening inside your exhaust system, inside your catalytic converter, your downpipe, inside your exhaust manifold, etc., even the valves, none of it is designed to take temperatures as high as they are taken when you have a pop and bang tune on your car. I've seen it. You can sometimes see glowing red turbos because of having just excessive tunes like this on the car, where it's just non-stop, explosion after explosion. Now, every time you do this to your engine, something happens which I don't think a lot of people worry or talk about, and that is oil dilution. Now, you might be thinking, what is oil dilution? Well, what happens is, when you hear those overrun bangs and those popcorn sounds, some of that excess fuel actually goes past the piston rings, enters bad places that it shouldn't, and this can dilute your oil. Now, BMW engines, especially turbocharged ones, rely extremely heavily on oil. The N54, N55, S58, even the B58. Now, problems might not occur straight away, but give it time. That dilution in the oil can wear things way quicker. Camshafts, rod bearings, main bearings, you name it. Dilution in the oil is not a good thing. Now, you can't see them and they're super small, but they play a massive part in the engine. That's your exhaust valves. When you have one of these tunes on your car, your exhaust valves take an absolute beating. And yes, they don't always fail, but prolonged tunes, like you've heard on this car today, which by the way I don't run, you're basically asking to definitely damage your exhaust valves, as well as many other things. Now, if you have one of these tunes, to get the maximum loudness and the maximum bang from it, you've probably got a catalyst downpipe or a decat. But if you don't have one of them and you have a catalytic converter, you're asking to destroy it. The catalytic converter, especially one on this car, they're not cheap. They're very expensive. Having a pop and bang map like that will basically eat at the honeycomb core, destroy the internals. You'll get pieces of it coming out of the actual exhaust itself. And just generally, it's really bad for it. So if you have a catalytic converter, I'd recommend you don't use one of these tunes because you're definitely going to damage it and they're very expensive to replace. Now, some other small things that get absolutely abused when you have one of these tunes are your O2 sensors and also your whole exhaust system itself. Now, as you know, an exhaust system is made of many parts and they can sometimes be made with clamps. I've seen cars which the clamps have actually rattled loose and the exhaust system has fallen on the road because of the pop and bang maps being so aggressive, it's actually undone the nut and bolts on the exhaust clamps itself, which is crazy. My two O2 sensors are right there, and they're Bosch sensors. I had to replace one of them on my N55, and it was £125. So imagine replacing both of them because you've damaged them both because of having a tune like this. That's a quick £300, and I don't want to be replacing them every day. Now, I know what everyone's going to be thinking in the comment section right now, but BMWs have a pop and bang map tune from factory. Well, kinda. Most M cars, or even this M240i, come out of the tune with a slight overrun tune. And yes, you might be thinking, well, if they have it, then surely I can have it on my car. That is correct. But don't you think BMW have put loads of money and engineering and time into making sure it is a safe tune? They designed these tunes to not overspeed the turbo, to not make the actual exhaust system too hot, to keep things at safe parameters. They probably spend hundreds of thousands into developing this to making sure that their cars aren't going to be getting damaged with the actual burble tunes that they release. Just look at these clips on the screen, for example. Do you think these clips of these M140i's are safe aftermarket pop and bang tunes? Do you think BMW made these tunes from the factory and thought, yeah, that's going to keep the turbo healthy? Or do you think the turbo itself on those cars is absolutely screaming for its life? Let me know, because I've seen so many cars with tunes like this, especially M140i's in the UK. I just don't know how the engines haven't gone bang yet. Now let's be realistic and real for a second. What actually sounds better? Now, in my opinion, a pure toned exhaust will always sound better. Here's a clip of my N55 on screen. No overrun bangs, no pop and bang tune, just a pure, incredible exhaust tone. Now, my B58 in this M240i is not going to sound as good as that clip just then, but it does sound something like this. Such a clean, crisp exhaust tone. Now, in my opinion, something clean and unmolested like that sounds way better than a tune which you're going down the road and it's shooting fireworks and flames. I'm over it. I used to have it, I will admit. I think every car guy or someone who's interested in cars has had it at some point. But until you actually grow up and mature, you'll realise that it's a complete waste of time. So let's talk about the real world verdict. What have I seen? I've been to many car meets. I've seen many tunes. I've seen many cars with tunes like a pop and bang map, shooting flames, you name it. I've seen it all. What have I seen? I've seen pieces of catalytic converter actually fly out of the exhaust system of some Fiestas. I've seen turboed cars with the turbo actually glowing red hot, as well as a lot of NA cars. Another thing which might be overlooked is I've seen a lot of police attention, because if you're shooting off fireworks in a Sainsbury's car park, it's going to attract police, and it's going to attract them very quickly. I've seen it all, and I've seen misfires and engine damage. I've seen one car extreme pop and bang tune again and again and again, and eventually his engine just cut out and it wouldn't start again. That's engine failure. So what's my verdict on the subject? Well, I'm not saying you can't have fun. I encourage it, because cars are unique, they're a fun possession, and they're really fun to modify. And if you want a safe, mild overrun tune or burble sounds, then I'd say do it. But if you've got a BMW like me, I personally have removed it, so I just have that deep tone. But you can just keep the OEM ones. I personally think they're 100% loud enough, and there's no need to change them. But full pop and bang maps, anti-lag wannabe people, there's just no point, especially if you just have a standard car. I wouldn't run it on an M240i, let alone a Citroen C1 or a Ford Fiesta. And that's just my opinion. Of course, you don't have to listen to me, but I guarantee if you filmed yourself driving through town or a tunnel with the pop and bang maps, and then a year later you replayed the video, hopefully you'll do the same as I did and look back and think, you know what? I look like a little bit of an idiot, and that's why I've turned it off. I much prefer the exhaust tone. It sounds better, it keeps the engine reliable, and also you get a little bit more of respect in the car community. And of course, if you've run a pop and bang tune, let me know your experience in the comment section. And if you've run a pop and bang tune on your car, tell me your experiences, good or bad. Has your engine been super reliable, or has it blown up? This was just my take on the subject. Keep your engine reliable, keep it healthy, turn the tune off, go in search for a full custom exhaust if you want to make yours sound really good with just a pure tone. Trust me, it sounds 10 times better. F1 cars, when they had the V10s, probably one of the best sounding V10s ever made. Did they have pop and bang tunes? No. And they sounded really good. And of course, this video is just made purely on my experiences and my thought on the subject. I guarantee your car will look better to other people and it will sound better. Apart from that, thank you guys so much for watching today. If you enjoyed it, give it a like, leave any comments down below and I'll personally answer them. Apart from that, thank you guys so much for watching. Bye for now.